Weight training fasted is one of the worst things that you could do for muscle growth, and I'm gonna explain exactly why. And I'm gonna talk about it in the context of bodybuilding, which means putting on muscle. I'm not talking about cardio strength or any sort of performance based. I'm simply talking about building muscle. The best and easiest way that I can explain this is with a simple analogy. I'm the analogy guy, but not all my analogies are great. But think about it this way. If you had to drive from point A to B and get to point B as fast as possible, do you want to drive in a car with a full tank of gas or half a tank of gas? The reason why I ask that is the full tank of gas, even if it might be more gas than you need, that allows you to floor it and just get there as fast as possible. Whereas if you have half a tank of gas, now you have half the potential to get there as fast. You might not even have enough gas to get there. That translates to weight training in the same way. Think about the word breakfast, the first meal that you're supposed to have in the beginning of the day. It's broken up to break, fast, because you're already fasting at night, and what you're doing by fasting even more throughout the day is adding more time to that fast. What happens when you're fasting? Your body is not breaking anything down because there's not anything available. So there's no muscle growth happening, there's no breakdown of proteins, there's no growth, there's no recovery. There's no glycogen or carbohydrate or energy retention into the muscles. And your body's just pretty much running on fumes. And then what you're asking it to do is go do this long race, right, at 100%. Now, this is where a lot of people get hung up is, oh, Coach Ian, well, I can still train hard, I still have energy. That's not the point. 100% given fasted versus 100% to someone well-fed is gonna be completely different. It's not your perceived intensity that matters, it's how much you can actually do. For instance, you can make 5-pound curls eventually hurt, right? But it's not the point of it hurting. It's how much load and intensity and tension that the muscles are experiencing. Now, there are some instances where training fasted might be a benefit. If you're a cardio athlete, some sort of marathon runner, right, performance athlete, fasted cardio, for example, but in the specifics of weight training, you're doing nothing to help you. In addition, I like to dispel the rumors of everyone saying, well, if you train fasted, you burn more fat. Again, I've done multiple videos on this. There's a difference between using fat as fuel and losing body fat. You can use fat as fuel all you want, but if you're not in a caloric deficit, meaning that you're burning more energy than you're taking in, you're not actually losing body fat. So your body is repurposing things to use as fuel, like fat, or turning even protein and carbohydrates into fat to use as fuel, which is harder. That's still possible, but you're using it and then you're taking in more energy because you're not in a calorie deficit and you're storing more body fat. So it's a cycle. So you can be training fasted all you want or doing fasted cardio or anything fasted, and your body might be utilizing fat a little bit more than anything else, but you're not losing body fat in the end. So the bottom line is this: if you're trying to maximize your strength gains and your muscle gains and your size, you need to be having multiple meals if possible. I usually like to recommend at least 2. But again, if you're somebody who trains early in the morning, I get it, 5 a.m., 4 a.m., you're a first responder, working the night shift, whatever it may be, it's not possible. At the very least, you could be getting a protein shake with water and some fruit or some simple carbohydrates. Anything to start that recovery process when it comes to protein and amino acids, anything to help increase the amount of gas in your gas tank by using simple carbohydrates. That's cream of rice, rice cakes, fruits like I mentioned before, even creating a smoothie. It doesn't need to be a whole ass buffet. Hopefully this helps. Follow me for more. If you'd like to know what it'd take to work with me one-on-one as far as coaching, follow the link in my description.